And this is Derek Chauvin. He got 22 and a half years for kneeling on George Floyd's neck until he died.
Mr. Chauvin, as to count one, based on the verdict of the jury finding you guilty of unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony under Minnesota Statute 609.19 subdivision 2 paren 1, it is the judgment of the court that you now stand convicted of that offense. Pursuant to Minnesota Statute section 609.04, counts 2 and 3 will remain unadjudicated as they are lesser offenses of count 1. As sentenced for count 1, the court commits you to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 270 months. That's 270. That is a 10-year addition to the presumptive sentence of 150 months. This is based on your abuse of a position of trust and authority, and also the particular cruelty shown to George Floyd. You are granted credit for 199 days already served. Pay the mandatory surcharge of $78 to be paid from prison wages. You're prohibited from possessing firearms, ammunition, or explosives for the remainder of your life. Provide a DNA sample as required by law. Register as a predatory offender as required by law. And then you will receive a copy of the order and also the attached memorandum explaining the court's analysis. Anything further from the state?
If this needs to be said, we just ask that it be executed forthwith.
Defendant is remanded to the custody of the sheriff to be transported back to the DOC or whichever custody is currently holding him. Anything from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. We are adjourned.
So Derek Chauvin got 22 and a half years in prison with eligibility for parole in 15. Let's meet some other people who got life in prison and what they did. This is Alan Russell. He was sentenced to life in prison for having 1.5 ounces of marijuana. And this is Paul Carter. He is serving life in prison without a chance for parole for possession of a trace amount of heroin that was so small it could not even be weighed. And this is Timothy Jackson. He's serving life without parole for shoplifting a $139 jacket. And this is Derek Chauvin. He got 22 and a half years for kneeling on George Floyd's neck until he died.